Alright fish people, hope you're all doing well, and in today's video we're going to look at the Nicaraguan cichlids and them getting their new home. So it's about 12 months now since I've had this pair of fish, and they have always been in a community tank, and the male was just getting far too aggressive, so I've had to make it happen that they get their own tank. So at this point I thought I'll do it now. I came in, they're actually currently divided from something else, and I'd noticed they'd spawned in this pot. So I had to put it on hold, but that gave me a chance to set the tank up right and get the stuff that I needed for them. Because, like I say, they've always been in a community tank, so they're very an outgoing fish. They're always out. Like I say, the male is so aggressive, it's untrue. I would probably say that this male's Nicaraguan cichlid is the most aggressive fish in my fish room. He is an absolute arsehole when he wants to be. I got these off Bill at Bill's Cichlid room about a year ago, and we often have a laugh, me and Bill, about the fact that this fish causes me so much hassle. But that mainly is because he's in a community tank. So we are going to move him into his own tank, or them into their own tank. But we can't do it right now, obviously, because they are currently in a spawn. So what I thought I'd do a video, show you them in one of the spawns. I know you've seen this before, but yeah, anyway, this fish is absolutely getting up there with my favourite fish in my fish room. I would say right now in the fish room, these are up there next to the Etrospia, and they're relatively new to me, so I've only really had them this point when I got them a year ago from Bill. I'd never kept them before. It was something that I wanted to keep. I did put an order in with Predator Aquatics for a shipment from Max Cichlids, where I was going to be getting some of these, but obviously things happened over there in the States and he ceased business, so I didn't get those fish, and I was pretty good about that. And then Bill said, actually, I've got 2 pairs, so do you want one of these? And he gifted me these, so, you know, thank you so much, because I absolutely love this fish, and, you know, just a cracking pair of fish to own. The male's a beauty. He's probably around about 7 inches now, and the female's about 4 or 5. But yeah, he is very aggressive. Don't believe everything that you read on Google, because Google will tell you that these are relatively peaceful, and in my opinion, in my experience, not a chance he is off his head. Now, he's never killed anything, but he has attacked probably every fish that he's ever lived with. So now is the time to get them on their own. But they're currently in this breeding dress and they look lovely. And the female is working the female works so hard with her fry, and she's just amazing. The male can be a bit docile at times, but she is brilliant. They do have, for anybody that doesn't know, a bit of a fantastic fact, they have non-adhesive eggs. Hence why the pleco cave is in there. They love spawning in a pleco cave, because obviously if they spawn up anything, they'll just fall down because they're non-adhesive. So pleco caves, obviously size of caves they can get into, these are always going to look for a cave to spawn. And obviously, as you can see in this video, we've got some free swimmers now. This is probably the 4th spawn that I've had from this pair, and I've never grown any on. I grew a few on, but I use them as feeders. I've never grown any on. When we move them and get the fish room, I might grow some of these young on, because they're just beautiful. And you know what? They're an easier fish to keep in the sense of size. Males can get to about 10 inches, but you know, it's easier to house a pair of these, or just a male or whatever, but it's easier to house these. So yeah, well worth keeping, and I would highly recommend these fish to anybody, honestly, because they're amazing. Bill's got a beautiful pair. His are from Max Cichlids, and the quality of them is outstanding. But as you can see, when these are in breeding dress, they look absolutely amazing. And yeah, it's just about now getting them in their own tank. So we obviously, when this spawn's finished, I'll have a tank ready and I'll move them into that, because this just gives me time to do it. And I'll never get bored of watching this. You know, it's amazing just to watch, or you know, them in spawning, breeding mode, whatever you call it, and to see them with the young, fantastic. But that male is outstanding, and there's some of the fry now. and they just pick these off. So I get asked quite a lot of questions about what to do with the fry, but the parents pick them off. So for those of you that don't know, the parents will just pick them off, and that's nature. I get people saying to me, why will not give them all away? You can't just give them away. They're not easy to house. They're not easy to get rid of. You're actually doing more harm by doing that. So yeah, anyway, we got rid of this spawn. They picked them off, and we set them up their new tank, and we moved them into the new tank. So you will see there is some swordtails in this tank. Now, I put them in this tank, and they just went dead shy. Because you've got to remember, they had lived in a community probably for all their life. I put them in this tank, and they went dead shy. So you can see the male on the left side. The female is currently in that block of wood on the right side. So I thought I'll get some dither fish. So I put some of these pineapple swordtails in, and the male started to come out a little bit more. The female carried on hiding in that wood. They're fine. If I throw food in, they eat. So they come out and eat, which is good. We just, when I've done this part of the video, the swords had not been in there long. So the male seems to want to stay near his pot on that side, and then the female is on the other side. So just got to give them time. They've been moved. They're now on their own. They can be shy. Hopefully those swordtails will do their job and be great dither fish and bring them out. And what that means basically is when they see other fish out and about, they know it's safe. They can come out. It's great that I can put these together. I mean, the male has never ever harmed the female, so hopefully that will be all right. And then a few days later, I've done some videos because they actually started to come out. So this is the female, and then obviously the male. They're both out, which is good. They do, don't get me wrong, some days she'll go and hide. Like you can see, she's there again in the video. So they're getting used to it. We just need to give them time to be on their own and understand that and work like that. And you know what? They'll be out again. Give it a few weeks' time, and they'll be swimming about, and they'll be as boisterous as they were before. And yeah, that's them. They've got the new tank. We had no choice on that because he was just being a bell end. So yeah, we'll see how it works out anyway, guys. I'm pretty happy with it, and we've left that little pleco cave in so they can spawn, and future spawns we may grow on, like I said. They were the only swordtails I could get, them pineapple swordtails. I went over to Wharf Aquatics and I picked these up, so we'll see how they do, but they seem to be doing fine. But yeah, guys, anyway, I'm going to leave it there, and you know what, thank you so much for all the support. If you're not subscribed to the channel, consider subscribing, press the button and ping the bell, and I will leave it there, and I'll see you on the next one.